This is another example of a read, think and write like a physicist sheet. This is for a calculation though. This is a 6-mark calculation. So it's slightly different from the wordy ones. This is how you think in order to solve a problem. So we've got this problem here. The student recorded, this is based on the last one actually. You don't need the picture, but it's basically the one where you had a wire going through a magnet and you had the catapult field, the motor effect causing the wire to move when the switch was closed. Anyway, the student recorded these measurements. There's a potential difference, a resistance, a length and a force. And so I'm reading this and thinking, well, what do they want me to find? So the key things are I've got to calculate the magnetic flux density of the magnetic field. That's it. And I've got to give the unit. Okay, fair enough. So what I'm reading is what do I need to find? I've got to find the B field. And what's the unit? Well, it's Tesla. So I already know that I've got a mark. And that's great because it says give the unit. I know what the unit is, Tesla. So if I quote Tesla in my answer, I'm going to get a mark. So I'm starting to think already like a physicist. So what equations can I use? Whenever you get a load of data like this and you've got something to find, you've got the B field to find, I'm thinking what equations can I use? And the first one I'm thinking of is, well, I'm going to use F equals BIL because that's got B in it and that's what I'm looking for. So I'm going to rearrange that in my thinking and I'm going to put B equals F divided by I times L. Okay, so what do I know out of these things in the question? Well, I know what L is because it tells me the length there. So I've got L, so that's good. And I know what F is because it says the force on the wire is 3.75 times 10 to the minus 4. So I know the F as well, the force. But I do need to know the current because I don't know that and it doesn't give it to me. All right. So what else do I know? Well, I do know the potential difference. So I know V and I do know the resistance. Oh, okay. This is just Ohm's law, isn't it? Because I can find I just by doing V divided by R. So then I know everything I need because B equals FIL. And if I found I using V and R, I've then got I've got L in the question, I've got F in the question. This is going to be straightforward because I've got B. So I've now thought my way into a confident response because all I need to do to get 6 marks is this. I'm going to firstly find I. So I equals V divided by R. I'm going to put in the data 1.5 for V. I've got 0.6 ohms for the resistance and I find my current of 2.5. I'm then going to use my rearranged equation from before. So this one, B equals F divided by I times L. And I'm going to put the numbers in. So B equals F. So F is in the question. There it is. And there it is. Divided by I, which I calculated to be 2.5. Multiplied by L, which we're told is 0.05. And if I do that on the calculator, I get 3 times 10 to minus 3. Surely it's not this simple, but it is. So that's going to be my 6-mark answer. The B field, the magnetic flux density, is 3 times 10 to minus 3 Tesla. So the physics there is I've remembered that magnetic flux density is B. I've looked at a formula, even if I couldn't remember it. I found it on the formula sheet, and I found B equals F divided by IL. I found out what I know and what I don't know, and what else I might know in order to find the thing I don't know, and then I put it all together. And if I look at the mark scheme, as an examiner, all I'm really looking for is this number and this unit. And if I see this number, I'm going to give you 5 marks. And if I see that unit, I'm going to give you the extra mark. If I don't see this, I'm going to look back up here, and I'll leave this on the screen. You can pause it and see it, but you can basically see what they've done, exactly what I did. They found the current, they then put the numbers into the equation, and then they found the answer. And that is it. Now, if you get into that process of thinking, well, reading first, knowing exactly what you've got to do, I've got to find B, and then then thinking like a physicist, your answer becomes quite straightforward. Now, this is only straightforward if you practice, and the more you read and think and write like a physicist, and the more you practice, the easier these things will become.